Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are going to be talking about Inktober52 and the word, the prompt has been given already and it is samurai. I love samurais and I had different options to talk about, different concepts of samurais, but as you see that the channel is mainly One Piece stuff, I'm gonna go for the most famous samurai in the full One Piece, and this is Ryuma. Ryuma, the god of the sword. So I wanna do first of all like a quick sketch of the size that we are gonna be using. So we have this space to work today. So Ryuma, if you have been following One Piece for a while, you know that Ryuma is a very important samurai that we meet before the time skip, before the gap that we had, and he is a zombie in Thriller Bark. So what happens in this saga is that we have everyone is running around fighting everyone. Luffy is focusing in Gecko Moria and in ores and everything, and we have this zombie samurai that has Brook Soul, okay? And that's how Moria controls this zombie. So he uses his fruit to put the soul of someone else inside, and they are kind of alive, okay? So in this, let's make him like a little bit like this. In this character, we find someone that is extraordinarily strong. This should match the soul, the shadow. I mean, I'm saying the soul the whole time. Big Mom is about the souls. Moria is about the shadows. So the shadow that he puts in Ryuma, it's Brook, and is copying his attacks, his style, his laughter, his everything. But how the body, the original body, was so crazily strong, Brook can defeat him, and Zorro ends up taking over. So we have a crazy fight, super epic. I think is one of my favorite fights for Zorro, together with Mr. One. Mr. One and Ryuma, I think, are my two favorite Zorro fights in the whole One Piece so far. And I'm up to date and I've seen everything, and not even with King I think it can compare to this fight, because I see the concept of the samurai, and I like it very much. So in this fight, we end up winning. Okay, there's this massive scene on top of the tower, and they are cutting the tower, fighting there and everything, and then they are positioned one above the other, and Zorro jumps, cutting with an attack, with some dragon-related attack, that cuts Ryuma and on the belly, and Ryuma gets surprised because he starts getting in flames, in blue flames, and he's like, okay, what is going on here? How were you able to lead me on fire? These are the ways of purifying the zombies, or you put salt, or the typical scene with the fire, that they are afraid of the fire and all these things. But in this case, the One Piece zombies, the salt, the sea salt is their weakness. So let's see if we can fit him. Yeah, like this. So we defeat Ryuma with the attack, with the flames and everything, and Zorro is kind of... Zorro is sad, okay, because Zorro, the comment that he says to him is, I wish I could have fought you when you were in your prime, when you were alive, and let's pretend this fight never happened. And Ryuma is kind of, okay, my sword is gonna be happy with you, and he throws the sword, Shusui, and he gives it to Zorro, because he won in battle, okay? So this is a very important thing, because from now on, we have this epic sword, one of the 21 great swords you have different types of swords in One Piece, the common swords, and then the ones that have name. And within these legendary swords that they have names, there are 3 grades. And you have the 21, they are the ones in the middle. Shusui belongs to the 21. Then you have the 50. Those are the Wasamono, Ryu Wasamono, and O Wasamono. And these swords, they have, there are a bunch that there are 50, let's say third level. Another bunch of 21, they are second level, and then the strongest ones, they are 12, okay? And between these 12s, I think you have Mihawk sword, and then you have as well Whitebeard sword, Roger sword, and there is Wado Ijimonchi, I think is from 21. So it doesn't need to be only katanas, only Japanese or Wano katanas. I think the swords in One Piece and this grade, it's kind of containing all type of blades, okay? All type of blades. So you have here the hair and this samurai hair that he has as well, here like this. Okay. So as I said, Ryuma is a general zombie in Moria's army. I would confirm that he is probably the strongest general zombie, and because we always have Zoro fighting the strongest one, and Luffy is the lead, fighting the leader, and Luffy fights the strongest, and then Zoro fights the second strongest, and in this case we had him fighting for a very long time, and Ryuma. That was an epic battle, and I love the pre-time skip sagas. I love the Frankie style as well, the Nico Robin concept there, and how they address the topic of the zombies and everything. So a lot of people is like is thinking, how did Ryuma end up? How did Ryuma end up in Thriller Bark, so far from Wano and everything? When we arrive to Wano, there is a moment that Zoro is being kind of framed as an assassin, as a Ronin, so Zoro, they say that he killed some people, and he basically stole Shusui. And as we go through Wano, we are having more and more info. The sword is very, very long. As we go through Wano, we are having some info about Ryuma. And what happened is that around 20 years ago, more or less, when Kaido first went into Wano and stayed, a fight, a war basically broke in Ringo. Ringo is the capital. Ringo is the area of Wano with snow. It's all snowy. We meet Gyukumaru, the Onimaru, the fox who transforms into person, and it's kind of collecting swords as well, and putting it in the graves and everything. So a fight, a war, a battle broke in that area between Kaido's crew, a young Kaido when he was still very stylized and very thin character, like I draw in one of my latest videos, and the Gecko Pirates. That's Gecko Moria Pirates. They said they were like 3 or 4 days fighting non-stop. So I just want you to think, and Moria is fighting with a sword in the manga. So I just want you to think how strong should have Moria been to be able to fight one-on-one for several days against Kaido, and he lost at the end, and his full crew was killed there. Well, they were decimated, and what happened is that he had to run away, and he held his grudge against Kaido, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so let's do this kind of the sleeves. So in this running away from Ringo, the graves of these great samurais, many samurais, were there. So when he fled from there, he took the corpse of Ryuma and probably much more other characters from there, from more samurais from there, but especially he took Ryuma's body, Ryuma's corpse, and Shusui, and that's why later in the timeline, when we come to the present time, and we arrive to Thriller Bark, we have this super cool samurai, super epic samurai there. So there is this whole story with Zorro and everything, like, oh my god, now this is very nice because he returned the sword, okay, to Momo's sister. Momo's sister says, I'm gonna make an exchange. I'm gonna give you my Enma, that is my father's sword. It is super strong, and you return Shusui. And Zorro is like, yeah, whatever, I mean, I understand. Zorro understood at that moment the importance of the sword for the people of Wano, for, in this case, Momo's sister, Hiyori, and he said, yeah, let's do the exchange, and the thing is that I'm not gonna stay without sword. And yeah, that was very epic, and that's kind of the why we have this samurai so far from his land and everything. This is just basically not a theory video today. We are basically talking about some trivia about samurais, about Wano and Ryuma in particular, connections with Zorro and the Shimotsuki. So we see there is a video that I made about Cyrano. Cyrano is the bad guy in the new anime adaptation that you have in Netflix. Oda is a Oda story as well. This is Monsters 103 Dragon Damnation, 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation. I'm gonna put here the video of Cyrano because I talk about Ryuma, about Zorro, about Cyrano, about the swordsmanship concept in One Piece, and why do I think that one shot is connecting to the main story. Basically because this character, when he was still alive. And it is very interesting. I enjoyed a lot doing that video because it's a little bit different of what I normally do. Normally we talk purely and solely about One Piece, but in that one I'm talking about another Oda series that has some connections to the main story, and yeah, I think it is relevant for the story. There's some stitches that he has here because obviously he's been put together and fixed to be able to fight. And let's do these decorations that he has here as well. We're gonna make probably only 3, but it is this is going around. As you see as well today, the concept of samurai, and if you are a fan of samurais, you will know that a samurai is fully armored with this kind of suit that it looks a mix between a beetle, a scarab, and dragon, you know, with the helmets, with the horns, with the multiple swords, multiple katanas. They had up to 7 different types of swords. They had the long swords, the short swords, and they had small ones, small knives, you know, hiding in between the clothing, so they could, if they, for whatever reason, they would lose a sword in a fight or something, they could defend themselves and everything. So, as you see, I'm doing Ryuma, and Ryuma is not wearing the samurai armor. Okay, in One Piece, in the main One Piece, you see only of the Oden's retainers. From Oden's retainers, I think you only see one of them that is fully armored for the battle against Kaido, and that's Kiku. Kiku, yes, looks very cool, fully dressed, fighting with the helmet, with the mask and everything, the Oni mask, fighting and everything, very stylish. But in One Piece, when Oda portrays samurai, they are shown more in daily clothes. So the samurai it's the elite warrior in feudal Japan. You had the samurais are the armored ones, and then the ninjas were the ones that they were in black or dark clothes covering their faces, and they would attack. Those were the silent the silent warriors that they will attack a castle or something from behind, a house, they will kill with shurikens and everything. And the samurai, no, the samurai is the fully armored warrior who normally would go, or if he had let's say a responsibility in the battlefield, he will go on a horse, he will have maybe long spears as well, different types of swords, the helmet, better armor, and then you will have as well samurais on feet, and they will be fully armored as well, and those guys are kind of the heavyweight for the, let's say, for the Japanese army when the feudal time happened and everything, when the Japanese feudal time happened and everything. But here in One Piece, all of them are portrayed dressing like this with the kimonos, and I think it is very interesting. We have plenty of fan arts, no fan arts, but this kind of color spreads that Oda does every now and then, and all these characters, we see Luffy, we see Brook, we see Chopper, Usopp, even Bibi and Karoo dressed as samurais. It is very cool. But in the actual storyline, you don't see that. Most of them are like this. So if you remember, Oden's retainers, Momo's well, they are not his retainers, but the father's retainers. But all of these guys are as well dressed like this in typical Wano clothing. In this case, let's do. This is all one sleeve, this is the other sleeve, the hands are inside, I'm not gonna do hands. This is when he's introduced to the story, that he arrives, cutting the door of the lab of Hawkback's lab, and Brook is there, and Zorro is there, and they start fighting. Well, Brook is there first, they start fighting, and then Zorro arrives and he takes over. So this is very cool. And then the bottom, it has a lot of decoration as well. I'm not gonna be fully loyal to the design. Like I know it has this kind of this is kind of in my opinion is like rice. This is like rice design, and it is blowing on the wind. So we're gonna do like this. And we'll do the feet as well. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good so far. This is a massive scarf that he has. Some trivia about Ryuma is basically that he was famous because he killed a dragon, he cut the head of the dragon, and that is very cool, that was very epic, and no one thought a dragon would be able to be killed, etc, etc, and you can see, I recommend you to read the manga if you can. The Monsters volume is one shot. There is a couple of mini stories that they are kind of pre One Piece. Because of these smaller stories, then One Piece came. There is as well in this manga, in this volume, Monsters, kind of a teaser of what One Piece was at the beginning, and then it changed a little bit. And one of the main stories there is basically the story about Ryuma, how he is a samurai, blah blah blah, and he fights with another guy, blah blah. He's very honorable, very samurai, very fighter, and something happens, I'm not gonna spoil much, but something happens with a dragon, and he ends up killing the dragon, basically. And that's why he is famous in the One Piece world. This is info that we are given in the Thillerbark saga, and then again in the Wano saga. I recommend you to watch it, and then I recommend you to read it first, and then watch the Netflix. Probably you can find it online in Amazon or something like this, and you can buy it. I think it's maybe cheap, like £7 or €7, something like this. And it's something that is very nice because you see the early designs of Oda, and you basically is Zorro. Oda has his style, and everyone looks like Zorro, like Luffy, like Nami, and you see the characters there as well, and it is very nice to see. For me, at least as an artist, as well as someone who likes to draw, it's very interesting to see how he has a style and designs the characters. Let's do the hair, a little bit spiky. So Ryuma's full name is you are up to date, is Shimotsuki Ryuma. Okay. In a SBS recently, Oda revealed that Zorro is from the Shimotsuki family. So basically, is a descendant of Ryuma. Okay. There 8 generations ago, some people from Wano, 50 years ago, some people from Wano escaped there because Wano is a closed country and no one could enter or leave. Some people, like this old man in his village that is called Kosaburo. Kosaburo, the old man, that's the guy who made Wado Ichimonji and who made Emma. So this guy, all of this is told in Wano. That guy was escaped with a lot of people, and he is at Shimotsuki Kosaburo as well. He's from the same family, from the same clan, and from there you have all these. So he's the father of Zorro's master, that is Kuoshiro, and then Kuoshiro, it has Kuina, but Kosaburo had a sister with him as well that married someone else in the village that they arrived. The village is called Shimotsuki village because the clan, but someone from around the area married the sister, and then from the sister, blah blah blah, and then we have Zorro. You can find this info, all this info online. It's very nice, very interesting. A little bit of a shame that has been told in a SBS, but I understand that it is not that relevant for the story if Zorro comes from here or from there, or all of these things. I think as well he spent a lot of time explaining Sanji and all the Sanji background because it's relevant regarding the topics of clones and all of these things that we are seeing in Egghead. But for Zorro, I don't think it's that relevant. So I'm okay with that info having released like that. And let's do Shusui. 1 second. Okay. It has this kind of flower shape. Very beautiful swords. Oda draws all the time. Very beautiful swords. Okay. I am not gonna count how many we have. I'm just gonna do for the sake of having the decoration there on the handle. Okay, needs to have one more to fit the build there. Yeah. So as I always do, I'm gonna now try to go a little bit more loose here to do the top. Like this, stitches, more stitches. Because to be honest, and you know me already, that I could be here talking about One Piece non-stop, and the videos will be like 4 hours videos, and I don't realize. So let's try to focus a little bit on the character and the drawing that we are doing today. So this goes like this, a little bit of shape for the... This is gonna be the inside. Probably this I will do with pen like this, because I like how it looks with pen, but let's just try. It has some symbols here that they are not much defined, so I don't know. I don't write Japanese, I can't read Japanese, so I'm just gonna do some symbols there for the sake of the drawing. And in this other side as well. something like this. Feel free to tell me in the comments what do you think about Ryuma, what do you think about the connections between the new Netflix one-shot, if you think it's gonna give us some clues or it's gonna show us some things about samurais, or maybe a little bit about Zorro, and yeah, just simply if you watched it and you like it, and just, or maybe you didn't like it, just feel free to come back here to the comments and let's talk about it. Tell me what you think, and let's have a little bit of a chat. I enjoyed it a lot. For me, the type of animation in 103 Mercy Dragon Damnation, it's a little bit too modern for me, too flat in colors, and I like more, for me to be honest, I like more the pre-time skip designs for One Piece and how they move and how they fight and everything. I love the Sanji fights and the Zorro fights at the beginning, and now it's a little bit too flashy for me. It's more towards Dragon Ball. That is cool, I love Dragon Ball as well, but for me it's a little bit more different in style lately, and it is very cool, but I would love to see more old school, a little bit more of old school. And this is not because I like to draw in traditional, it's because, you know, I'm used for many years to watch One Piece in this way, and yeah. So we got these shapes here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another one here on the side. Well, this goes around here, like that, but it's cool. Like this is cool as well. And then we're gonna do this is like kind of a X shapes like this. And yeah, this seems to me to be rice blowing on the wind, as I said before, like this. Very nice kimonos. Okay, let's do as you know, I like to do my special type of fits, different fits. I don't do like all the big fits, I like to do it small. And then like this. Something like this as well, looking good. Okay, like this it should be good. It's all wrapped, so let's do some wrappings in the legs. Zombie wrappings. We are missing. It happened like the other day when I was doing Zorro as well. I did this part and I didn't do the bottom. And then I was talking and I said, oh, I think I forgot something. Yeah, like this it will be good. And it has circles, so let's do kind of some kind of reddish circles like this. Yeah. Okay. As I said before, the topic of Ryuma and the topic of Moria being able to steal the god of the sword corpse from Ringo and take it out of Wano, escape from Wano alone, because all the crew in theory died there, and that is epic. That is epic. Moria lost his faith in the pirate code and in the honor of the fight and everything, and we see this when he fights with Luffy, that he said, you gave up, you can't defeat me. Luffy says to him, you can't defeat me because you gave up your dream. And basically, to be able to fight Kaido one-on-one, we have seen Kid, Law, the samurai, the retainers, and everyone fighting, and they couldn't fight. And Moria must have been very physically strong and agile and skilled with the sword to be able to hold Kaido for several days, to be honest. So the sword, Shusui, is like this as well. It is confirmed by Oda that Shusui became a black blade when Ryuma had the sword, okay? And then we're gonna paint this blue as well, but later we'll paint it more black because it's kind of blue, purpley, black. It has some gold details as well. Well, I don't know if it is gold or is bronze or what type of material it is, but we will paint it with yellow like this. Okay. And later we will add a little bit more of dark. I always like to add dark to my drawings. Gold, gold. I may have brown, and if I add brown, yeah, it can give this dirty tone. This looks very nice. Yeah. Okay, the drawing is looking good so far. I'm liking it. The line work is nice. The line work is nice, and let's add some nice color here to see how it's gonna be. This is rotten corpse body, so we need to make it like this as well. The legs are wrapped. I have these lines here. This is kind of strings that he has there to hold this part of the kimono. Okay. I said I will do it black. I will do it a little bit more black, I think, but just for the sake of having a little bit of tone on the design in the drawing, let's add some blues. Okay. Yeah, looking nice. And then the hair is kind of grayish. We're gonna leave it white. I'm just gonna do some details with this kind of black. Yeah, but now I will paint with the good black I have there. Oops. Okay. Okay, Ryuma is looking good. So far, so good. There is one samurai, we know Oden, and Oden is very epic, very strong. He goes with Roger, he fights with Conqueror's Haki, with Roger and everything, with Whitebeard and everything. He's very epic. But his story is obvious, like they show him, okay, this is Oden, this is a powerhouse of samurai. And it surprises me, one of his retainers, it surprises me greatly. It does not Kinemon. Kinemon is strong with the whole fire thing and everything, caught in fire and everything, that's very cool. But Denjiro, when Zorro tries to cut, I think he's gonna cut the magistrate or something, and another moment he's gonna cut as well, well, he's gonna cut the magistrate, I think it is, and then Denjiro jumps in between them and stops with one hand Zorro's attack, and it is like that's the introduction of Denjiro, basically. That is so epic, that the concept of samurai, and as well, I mean, it's from their land, I guess. Oda loves as well the samurais and the culture of Japan and everything, and that's why he made so important and so long the Wano saga, because it is very cool, to be honest. And we have these these warriors. Basically, they are famous in the world because they are the strongest, like the Elba people. So it is said, oh, you know, the strongest people are from there. That's as well. Zorro in theory it's there. His ancestors are from there as well. And yeah, but Denjiro, I think in the present time is the strongest of the retainers. And we see Ashura Doji at the beginning, in the flashback, in the past. He is the strongest. He teaches most of the things to the friends, to the colleagues, to his nakamas. And I think the one who reaches to the top and manages to, in the background, be the strongest of them all is Denjiro. I was expecting a little bit of a fight as well from Denjiro, because the showcase of power and when he's incognito working for the enemy and everything, we see a lot of power in him, and I thought at the beginning, this guy is gonna have to fight Zorro, this guy's gonna have to fight Zorro. And at the end, they reveal who he really is, etc, etc. 1 second. A little bit of water. And they reveal who he is and everything, and yeah, we don't have a Zorro fight, but that must have been very, very interesting, very, very good, and I would have loved to see it. Yeah, they give more importance to the other guys, etc, and it's okay, I like it as well, but yeah. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of purple for the floor this time, because the thriller bark concept, the poison, the ghosts, the thing, I think I like it. I do just a little one line there of this, and then black. Okay. It's looking very nice. I like it. Always I like to give this wash of black to the tone, to the characters, so it has a little bit of fake volume when you do 2D. If you have some shades, some shading, some shadows, it will give this kind of effect, and it's very interesting. I like it. Okay. So yeah, basically today is not a theory video, it's an Inktober video about samurai. I choose to draw Samurai Ryuma, the god of the sword from One Piece, because I didn't want to do a full armor samurai. I wanted to go for a traditional style with kimono and everything, because I can't be drawing here for 3 hours. And the thing is, I was thinking about as well to maybe do a drawing about Shogun, the new series in Netflix that I recommend to watch if you like this whole concept of samurais. It is very realistic, very cool, and basically showing you how the weapons, that this is showcased as well with Kaido, how the weapons start arriving or arrive first to Japan, and how the cultural shock of being helpless, a sword against a gun or a cannon, and it is very interesting. I think so far we have only 6 episodes, so if you start watching now, you still catch up and need to wait until they release more. But yeah, Kaido is basically this foreigner figure that happened in reality in Japan and brought the gunpowder, well, the guns, basically the guns, the muskets and the cannons and everything to the warfare in Japan, and it is nicely represented, and it makes you as a reader hate Kaido and hate Orochi because of all of this, and I guess they want to kind of portray the feeling of a generation that they will feel like powerless against these demons, these Oni, these monsters. This is looking very cool. I like it. Yeah. I'm painting the scarf a little bit more dark because I think with my blue I made it too blue, and it is like a darker blue, like ultramarine. And with the red as well, I'm gonna add these reds I have. They are not giving me the red I would like. They are more pinky, or maybe the one I pick always is more pinky, thinking that is the red one. But yeah, okay, something like this. It's looking good. Very nice. I like the style, I like the face, I like the colors as well, all the line work and everything. It is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting, yeah. So there is, we finished already, okay? I'm just gonna give some details with the pen, but we finished already what is a drawing. There is a lot of Wano culture regarding samurai, and we have all the concept of the swords. I think we had a lot of info about it. I'm not sure if Oda will give more about swords, about the types and everything, but with the whole Mihawk concept, he needs to go a little bit more into the swords, into the grades, into the samurai concept, and probably we will have a little bit more of info coming soon, let's say Elbaf. I have a nice video about Mihawk that I'm gonna put here as well. Probably in the show more section as well, I will put some of these samurai related videos so you can pick which one you wanna read, which one you wanna listen and watch the drawing, and because I enjoy a lot doing it, and it's a topic that I really like within the One Piece story. And basically in those videos I talk about Zoro's path, who is gonna be his final enemy, that I always say, and if you watch one or more of my videos, you know that I'm pro Vista, and because the design, in my Cyrano video, I wouldn't gonna put here the Vista video, but as I showed before in the Cyrano video, 103 Mercy's Dragon Damnation series, there I go through the reasons in the character design and in the Oda making of a story, and how, because of these kind of things, how do I think and why do I think Vista is gonna be very important going forward. That is Whitebeard, 5th Commander, Sword Flower Vista. And yeah, so feel free to sail around my channel and see all these videos. Some of them I'm gonna put here in the sections up there, some others I will put in the show more. Probably I will put a couple more random so you can see a little bit of variety, not only about swordsman. And yeah, and feel free as well to comment there, tell me what you think about the videos, tell me if you want to see someone specific, like, oh, I haven't seen yet this character, can we do it? And yeah, just I will put together my thoughts and I will just do the video. I think the one I'm taking more time to do for me is Luffy, because he's the main character, he's the most important character in the story, he's the one that we follow all the time, and it gives you a little bit of respect. I will do him, probably the last Straw Hat that I do, I don't know, or maybe at some point I have something very good about him that I want to say, I can't wait to share, and I'm gonna just make a video and share it with all of you. But for the time being, that's the only character probably that I will hold a little bit for to make a video or make a character. Yeah, I don't know why, but it gives me a little bit of respect. So for the time being, I can do other people, and yeah, it is very, very enjoyable for me. So Let's do this kind of black here, that this is the inside. Okay. It looks good. It looks good. I'm just gonna... I don't normally erase, but this kind of sharp bits there. And here as well. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad when Ryuma is defeated. It is sad that Zorro says, "Yeah, let's pretend that this fight never happened, and I wish I could I wish I could have fought you when you were alive, because Zorro is a fighter and Ryuma is a fighter, and you see the family of the Shimotsuki, how they are fighters, and yeah, it is very interesting, and yeah, I would have wished as well in the manga that we would have seen Zorro returning Shusui to the grave of his ancestor. He doesn't know that he's ancestor, and I don't think he will ever know. I don't think it is relevant for his development in the story, because he doesn't care, like Luffy doesn't care who is son of who or whatever. But it would have been, for a reader perspective, nice to see that story. But Oda decided to not put it there, and it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, there we are. Today, a mixed video, One Piece and Inktober, like we did the astronauts as well. Put it here as well, the astronauts and the Tenryubitos. And yeah, I hope you like it. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. Feel free to share, subscribe, comment, send it to your nakamas, to your family, and feel free to comment as well here if you want to talk about One Piece. And yeah, if you don't know anyone to talk about One Piece, just drop a message in the comments and let's talk about One Piece. And yeah, I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!